They say there's no good news.
There's no good news.
Money, money, money. How would you like to have some Fed money? What I'm talking about is having the federal government pay you to pay yourself to run your business. That's the first thing that we're here to talk about. So, how does the federal government pay you to run your business? Well, they're doing it through the Payroll Protection Program. That's also known as PPP. So basically, this program was set up early in COVID to help businesses keep their employees. But the thing about it is, sole proprietors, freelancers, self-employed, they also qualify because guess what? You are your employee, and the federal government decided to help you keep yourself employed. So the federal government started PPP last year. They opened the program, funded so many businesses, and closed it. That's known as a first draw. Now the federal government has opened again for a second round of funding, known as the second draw. So people who got PPP the first time, yes, you can go back and hit the feds up again to pay yourself once again to just keep doing what you're doing anyway, running your business. You know what I'm saying?
Round 2.
And also people who missed the opportunity or for some reason chose not to get a PPP loan the first time, they can now get a first draw. So either way, whether it's first draw, second draw, the program is open, but time is ticking down. The deadline for both programs at this point is March the 31st. So you only have a little over a week from the time that I post this podcast. So you definitely want to get on it. Now, I have a post on nogoodwords.com about the first draw PPP, and a lot of what I'm going to talk about right now is basically the difference between the first draw and the second draw. But if you're doing first draw, you can just go to the site when we're finished here, check that post. It basically walks you through the process and tells you what the application process is about and what to expect. Okay, so back to applying for PPP right now. So one of the biggest differences between first draw and second draw is that this go round, you have to be able to show that you took a 25% hit to your revenue in any one quarter of 2020 compared to that same quarter in 2019. So it can be any quarter you want. You get to choose. You go through the year, and any quarter where you see you brought in 25% less, that's a quarter that you can use to apply for your PPP funds. Okay, so how do you demonstrate that you took a 25% hit? Basically, you have to create a financial statement, which sounds complicated. It sounds like something that large companies do, but for small businesses, you know, if you're a content creator, a YouTuber, and you know it's just you and your assistant, or if you're a freelancer and it's just you, it really doesn't have to be that complicated. What you do is you just create a simple Excel spreadsheet, or you could probably even do it in Word actually. But you just compare one quarter to the next quarter, show what you brought in from one quarter versus another. Okay, so let's say you're a freelancer. You have your client revenue, you have a website where you either sell merch or you earn affiliate income, and then you have an ebook for sale. So what you would do basically is, let's say you're going to base your application off of the first quarter. You would create a statement that says client revenue for 2020 was $2,000, ebook sales were $500, and website revenue was $500. So that's $3,000 total. Then you would go to Q1 2019 and it would show client revenue $4,000, ebook sales $1,000, and website revenue $1,000. Well over 25% reduction. For a lot of lenders, that is an adequate financial statement from a small business or a self-employed person. And in addition to that financial statement, you'll submit your Schedule C from 2019. So if you did a first draw PPP and you're going through the same lender, which I'm pretty sure you would, that lender probably already has your Schedule C. You probably won't have to submit it again. And then you'll do the application. The The application is pretty straightforward. Like I said, you can go to the post on nogoodwords.com and it basically explains the application process. Now, the application process is a little bit different this time. There are a few additional questions that weren't on there the first time, but most of them are like yes or no questions, and there is some additional information that you plug in regarding your finances, like one quarter compared to the other and that type of thing. But that's information that you will already have because you're going to do this financial statement. So another major change from the first draw to the second draw is that this time the amount you're awarded is based on your gross income, which means you stand to get a lot more money. So instead of it being the amount you earned minus all of your deductions on your Schedule C and that bottom line number, which is your net income, it's going to be your gross income, which is that top line. So how it works is you can get 2.5 times your average monthly income, and that's figured by your gross annual income on your Schedule C. So you'll take the gross income from your Schedule C, which is the number before deductions. You'll divide that by 12, and then you'll multiply that by 2.5. And this is actually something you have to calculate out yourself in your application. So what that looks like is, say for example, you earned $50,000 in 2019. You divide that by 12, you come out with 4,167. And then you multiply that by 2.5, and you come out with 10,717. So that is the amount that your loan will be. Now, another big difference between the first time and the last time was there were a lot of people who were excluded last time. They couldn't file for PPP for certain reasons, like student loan debt, and there were several other qualifiers. This time the program is available to more people. So if you didn't get a first draw last time because you were disqualified, go back and check the rules because more people do qualify this go round. And you may have heard all of the uproar about, oh, big businesses taking all of the money and there wasn't any money left, for smaller businesses. First off, the federal government did go back last time and top up the program with a second round of funds to help more people get money. But this time, they've also built in like certain protections, I guess you can call them, to help ensure that smaller businesses who really need the money can get it. So for example, a certain amount of the funding is, pegged for businesses with less than 10 employees. Then there's a certain amount of the money that's pegged for businesses in rural communities. And there's a certain amount of the funding that's pegged to be distributed through community development, financial institutions, and minority depository institutions. So these are financial institutions that normally serve minorities, women, small business, things like that. So yeah, there's less risk this time that all of the money will get swallowed up by big business and small people will get squeezed out and won't get anything. So for the people who are going after the first draw, you're probably like, okay, you said PPP loan. How is that the government paying me to pay myself to run my business? Well, the thing about PPP loans is if you use them for the permitted reasons, you can apply for 100% forgiveness. But this is the thing, you do have to apply. There is a form that you will have to fill out. Don't think that you will automatically get forgiveness because it does not work that way. You must apply when the time comes. And one of the permitted uses, of course, is payroll. That's what the program was designed for. So what you do is you just show that you paid yourself. You can do this in a variety of ways. You could, write yourself checks, like once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever to show that, you're paying yourself. You could go get ATM withdrawals from your bank, set an amount like $800 every week and consistently pay yourself every Friday. Save your ATM withdrawals or mark them on your statements, whatever. As long as you can just show that you distributed that money out to yourself, you can move it from one account to another. If you have a business account, you could transfer a set amount of money every week, every 2 weeks, or however you want to do it from your business account to your personal account, or from your business account to Cash App or whatever, and keep a record of those transactions. And for people who got a first draw, there are a few more permitted uses of this money than there were last time. So this go round, permitted uses include, you can still use it for mortgage interest and rent and utilities. You can use it for worker protection costs that are related to COVID, uninsured property damages caused by looting or vandalism in 2020. So, if your office or whatever got damaged during any of the protests or anything like that, you can use the money for that. And you can also use it for some supplier costs and expenses of operation. But the easiest way, once again, is just to pay yourself. And if you have employees, to pay them. So yeah, that's the PPP program. 100% forgivable, meaning you can get thousands of dollars to pay yourself. I mean, I cannot stress this. You might get tired of hearing me say this, but this is literally Fed money paying you to pay yourself to run your business. So I encourage anybody, if you took a 25% hit any quarter in 2020, to get this, because it's out there. So the next way you can get thousands of dollars from the federal government for your business is through something called the Targeted EIDL Advance. So basically, last year, the federal government also offered a economic injury disaster loan program. And what that program did was it basically offered businesses very low interest loans. But in addition to those loans, what the government did was they issued advances, because so many people during COVID were in such dire situations that they issued what was called the EIDL Advance, which meant when you applied for the loan, before the loan was approved, within 3 days, they would send you $1,000 straight to your bank account just to help you survive until your loan got processed. And you got $1,000 for every employee, up to 10 employees. So basically your advance could have been $10,000. So freelancers, self-employed people or whatever, they only got $1,000. So what the government has decided is to go back and give people who didn't get the full $10,000 more money if they are in low income communities. And the idea is to help make sure that businesses can, first off, stay in business, they can adapt to changing, circumstances, and that they have some type of cushion to make them resilient to the new reality. So those businesses can now get up to $9,000 additional dollars if they are in low income areas. So I know you may be like, okay, but I'm not a low income business, or I'm not in a low income bracket. It's not whether you or your business is low income. It's whether your business is located in an area that the government has deemed a low income area. And these are often large areas. There can be whole counties some places. So, you might live and work from a fairly upper scale community in your county. But if that county is designated a low income area according to this program, and you applied for EIDL last year and did not get the full $10,000, you may be eligible to get up to $9,000 more dollars from the federal government, which is, that is amazing. It's fantastic. But in order to do that, you have to demonstrate, in this case, that you took a 30% hit during any 8-week period after March 2nd. So from March 2nd forward, if there was any time where, compared to the previous year, your revenue went down over 30%, you can qualify for the additional EIDL Advance. So the way that this works is you're going to have an application that is going to ask you for your revenue every month of 2019, every month of 2020, and for the first 2 months of 2021. So you're going to have to go back and calculate your revenue for every single month. Plus there's an application you fill out. So right now the program is only open to people who applied for the EIDL loan, who received an advance, but that advance was not a full $10,000. Eventually, there will be another round. If there's money left, then the SBA is then going to open the program to people who applied for an EIDL loan but did not get any advance. Because what happened last year was there were some people who applied late and idle advances had been cut off. So they got their loan, but they didn't get any advance money. The program is not open to you guys yet, but stand by because it may be opening to you later. So you're thinking, how do I get on board with this program? You can't. If you qualify for the current round, you will receive an invitation. But here's the thing. A lot of people are not expecting an invitation. A lot of people don't know about the program. They are not expecting the invitation from the government. So the invitation, which is a multi-$1,000 opportunity, is sitting in their inbox and they don't even know it's there. So please, 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 if you applied for an EIDL loan last year, you received a grant, it was not $10,000, check your email because you may have a invitation from the SBA and it'll be a email that's ending in sba.gov. Furthermore, if you are in that group, as I said, that did not receive any advance, keep your eyes on whatever email account that you use to apply for that loan because as I said, this program is expected to open up to some people in that group. And here is the even better part of the Targeted EIDL Advance program. Unlike PPP, this is not a loan. This is straight up cash in your bank account for you to run your business. So if you get this money, it is yours. Alright y'all, well, I'm about to get out of here. I just wanted to pop in here real quick because the time is ticking down for the PPP program. You know, if it doesn't get extended, like I said, your application has to be in by March 31st. So I didn't want anybody to miss that opportunity. Like I said, the information about the first round PPP and also information about the EIDL grant, I will plug those into the show notes, which will be on nogoodwords.com, plus any other resources that I may have. So good luck. Hope you guys get thousands and thousands of dollars in Fed money. Oh, and let me say this. You can get both the PPP and the Targeted EIDL Advance. Very important. You can get both. Okay, well, I'm about to get out here for real. As always, you know, if you want to show some love, my Cash App and PayPal are linked wherever you found this. Oh, let me say one more thing as well. Normally, it takes about 24 hours to get the show notes up. So if you go to the site and they're not there, check that. But I'm going to try to see to it that that happens a little bit faster this time because, like I said, time is ticking down, especially for the PPP program. So yeah, and as always, if you want to show love, any and everything is greatly appreciated. Until next time, folks.